Hello, good evening. Mandy Thornhill with the CBC Sports. A football tournament with over $300,000 in prizes and money will kick off this month. And it's being organized by the 30 constituency councils in Barbados. It's the David Thompson Memorial Football Classic. CBC's Melissa Farley reports.
With a budget of $328,410, each constituency council will field a team of 18 players, as well as a manager, a coach, and a medic. The David Thompson Memorial Constituency Council's Football Classic will be played over a 7-week period.
At least one game will be held in a sports ground in each constituency. There would be 4 rounds with 16 teams advancing to round 2, 8 teams advancing to round 3, and 4 teams advancing to round 2, and 2 advancing to the last round. Prizes would be the first prize of $30,000 to the winning team, the second prize of $20,000, the third prize of $15,000, and the fourth prize of $10,000. $72,000 of that money we're expecting to garner from a sponsorship, and the $256,410 to be met from funds allocated to the constituency councils, which would amount to an estimated $8,547 per council.
But isn't the time frame of 7 weeks too limited to hold such a compact tournament?
No, the time frame of 7 weeks is enough time to have this tournament played. We'll be playing 76 matches within that time frame. These matches will be played at venues on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. 6 matches per night at 3 venues. And with those amount of matches, I don't foresee we'll have problems getting the tournament finished once the weather holds up.
Now, noting that in recent times, some local football competitions have been interrupted by shooting incidents, and this has forced coordinators to look more closely at security.
We have had extensive discussions with the Royal Barbados Police Force because there are some what we call vulnerable venues that we would have to have heightened security, and they're working out a strategy. But perhaps one of the best strategies that we will be putting in place in this case is the community itself, because it's a community-based tournament. And we rely not only on the police, because if we have to do that, then that is an extreme measure. But we have to put that system in place.
With some top local ballers already committed to other competitions, most of the players in this upcoming tournament will be young players from the lower divisions of the Barbados Football Association. Melissa Farley, CBC Sports.
Thank you, Melissa. And of course, tomorrow the Lion Pelican Football Challenge will continue at the stadium with 2 matches beginning at 6 o'clock. Elsewhere, some of the big teams in the English Premiership had big wins today, but plenty of focus was on the Liverpool-Everton derby.
And Everton battled bravely, but they began to tire, and Liverpool took full advantage. Luis Enrique pulling it back, Dirk Kuyt, duck, and Andy Carroll struck. Rare goal. And the omnipresent Suarez wrapping up the points for Kenny Dalglish's team when he takes advantage of some appalling Everton defending to score his 5th goal of the season. 8 minutes from time, it was all over. 2-0 Liverpool, your final score. But Norwich really did give a good account of themselves. They couldn't take their chances, and how United made them pay. The Reds' first goal coming just before the 70-minute mark. Anderson, the Brazilian, heading home after a Ryan Giggs corner. Then Danny Welbeck, the youngster from London, sealing the victory very near the end. Great work from the South Korean star Park Ji-sung. 2-0 United. Celebrations aplenty before the Stretford end. 2-0 doesn't really tell the full story, though. The Canaries had key chances to score before United got their first goal. They even hit the woodwork on one occasion. United have now won 6 out of their first 7 English Premier League games of the new season. Not to be outdone, United's rival City travelling to Blackburn, looking to put the Carlos Tevez saga behind them, and on 56, what a strike. Adam Johnson curling home a poorly cleared corner kick high into the corner. City doubling their advantage. Just 3 minutes later, Samir Nasri crossing from the left. Mario Balotelli delivering the flying finish. City would go on to win this one by 4 goals to 0 in the end at Ewood Park. Well, despite the big win, the Citizens still trail their crosstown rivals United by a single goal on goal difference as we check the standings and take a look at who's in third. Newcastle United 2-1 winners over Wolves this day. It's their first top-flight success at Molineux in 53 years, would you believe? It's the best start to a season on Tyneside in 17 seasons.
News of local cricket. Leaders Sajiko Yui stood out on the first day of Series 10 in the Lime BCF First Division by scoring 294 for 2 against ACF Pickwick Foursquare. Now, what's noteworthy about that feat is that 2 batsmen scored centuries. Captain Omar Phillips hit an unbeaten 143, including 8 fours and 2 sixes. And fellow opener Rommel Currency striking 100. He's got money in the bank. The pair put on 213 for the first wicket. In the other key game at Bank Hall, ICBL Empire fought back after some early struggles to amass 278 in their first innings against second place CGI's Sunnycrest Maple, who finished the day on 7 without loss. Empire found an unlikely star and left-arm spinner Rommel Warrican, who top scored with 65 not out. Sean Graham, 53, and Alcinda Holders, 56, also played their part for the Blues. Anne-Marie Burt reports on action before tea.
Having lost their first 3 wickets with 71 runs on the board, Empire relied heavily on Kevin Stout and Sean Graham to steady the ship, and that they did. That's Graham driving through to the boundary. Here he is again, sweeping this one. And again, getting a little sky to it, and with that, he brought up his half-century. But having shared a partnership of 68 runs, of which he accounted for 53 of his own, he went LBW to Jamar Griffith. So, Stout picked up where Graham left off. This one goes the way of the pavilion. But his stay was brief, as Jamal Austin removed his bails out for 26. Empire now 103 for 5. Javon Searles will make his presence felt right away, straight out of the ground. And then adding a boundary to his total. And why not put in another? He wouldn't be able to resume after tea, however, as he was out for 14, right into the hands of Ronaldo Paris. Austin gets yet another wicket. Empire at tea, 118 for 6. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
We said they finished on 278 and the opponent's 74 loss at stumps. At Beckles Road, YMPC 249, Jed Yearwood and Ran Wiggins 69 apiece. Kimar Stanford 5 for 48. Telly Barbados Carlton 4 without loss. At Queen's Park, Guardian General Barbados Youth 186. Akeem Springer got 62. Adrian Marshall took 5 for 50 versus Super Center Spartan. At the brewery, BNB St. Catherine, what a day they did for cash in 347. Dane Maynard 98. Patrick Brown 63. Joel Leacock 48. Sherwin Campbell, yes, of batting fame, took 4 for 55 with his Trundlers. Well done, Sherwin. Al Wilde, BDS Sports Program 211. Lorando Best 77 versus the Lime. In more cricket news, there's another development in the ongoing saga about who can play for the combined campuses and the college and who can't. At a recent meeting of the Executive Committee of the West Indies Cricket Board in St. Lucia on September the 24th, it was agreed that for the forthcoming Super 50 tournament, the CCC will retain all players in its selected squad. Bad news, it seems, though, for Jonathan Carter. The release said the WICB will determine future policy on the matter after consideration of a paper from the Cricket Committee at its board meeting on October 14th to the 16th. And, of course, tomorrow we're going to have the Sagicor Shield final at the Desmond Haynes Oval between Police and the BRCBCL.